All right, we're recording. I think we are. Yeah. Okay. So, let me get back over to my other desktop. I had to go into the BIOS and enable something. Let's see if I can pick up what I was doing. Oh man, it my window seems to be gone. Um. Okay, so running a virtual machine on Windows 10 can be accomplished using various tasks, Hyper-V, VirtualBox. You have to enable Hyper-V. Also, I think maybe, um, let's see here. It clued me in on something that I couldn't figure out why it wasn't working. So you have to enable Hyper-V, and then you have to create a new virtual machine, and you can't do that unless it's enabled. Somewhere I found it might have been on one of these channels I was watching. No, it's not in there. Okay. Okay, but anyways, depending on which version of motherboard you're using, you'll have to go into your BIOS and enable it. And let's see here. In my phone, I looked it up while I was on the computer. Come on. So, to enable virtualization VTX on your Asus motherboard, you need to restart your computer, enter advanced mode, navigate to CPU configuration, enable Intel virtualization technology. So if it's not enabled in the BIOS, it won't work. And I had found something really cool on here that was talking about it, but why I don't see it on here anymore is beyond me. So now when I do this, I actually get my computer on the side over here. And now I can click on my computer, and that will allow me to do other stuff instead of having to connect to a server. So let me see if I can run this. Create a new virtual machine. And where do you do that? So it says open the Hyper-V manager. But they don't tell you everything here. In Hyper-V Manager, select your computer's name in the left panel. So if you don't have that virtual thing enabled, it will not show up. Click on New Virtual Machine in the right panel. It actually doesn't say New Virtual Machine, I don't think. It just says New. And then Virtual Machine. Okay. And it pulls up a before you begin thing. Okay. Follow the wizard to configure the virtual machine. Before you begin, the wizard will help you create a virtual machine. You can use the virtual machine in place of a physical computer for a variety of uses. You can use the wizard to configure the virtual machine now, and you can change the configuration later using Hyper-V Manager. To create a virtual machine, do one of the following. Click Finish to create the machine, and then a machine that is configured with default values. Click Next to create a virtual machine with custom values. Okay. Next. Okay. Name. Arch. Okay. You can create a folder using an existing folder to store your virtual machine. If you do not select a folder, the virtual machine is stored in the default folder configured for the server. And if we click store, it'll just go there. Okay. Next. Choose the generation of this virtual machine. Generation 1, the virtual machine supports 32-bit, 64-bit operating system and provides virtual hardware, which has been available in all previous versions. Generation 2, this virtual machine generation provides support for newer virtualization features. It has EUFI-based firmware and requires 64-bit. Once a virtual machine has been created, you cannot change this generation. Don't know which one we need, but we'll start with the first one. Okay. Specify the amount of memory to allocate to this virtual machine. You can specify an amount from 32 megabytes through something else. I don't know what to do. Let's see if we can. That's 1 gig. Let's do 16. Okay. Alright. Use dynamic memory. Next. Each virtual machine includes a network adapter. You configure the network adapter to use the virtual switch, where it can remain disconnected. We need it says default switch. I don't know what the hell that means. Okay. The size is 127 gigabytes. Virtual hard disk. Okay, next. Install the operating system. Install the operating system from a bootable CD DVD-ROM. Install the operating system from a bootable floppy. Let me see if we can come in here. A ISO file. So we'll browse over here. We'll go to our downloads. Arch Linux. Click on that. Open. Okay. Next. You have successfully completed the new virtual machine wizard. You are able to create the following virtual machine. Generation 1, 16 gigabytes, default network switch. Okay, to create the virtual machine, close the wizard, click finish. Okay. Alright. Now what? I want to run it. Okay. What does it say over here? Start the virtual machine. Once it is created. Damn it. I don't want to do that. I'm just trying to move this out of my way. Once the VM is created, select it in the Hyper-V Manager and click Start. Where is it? Okay. Click Start. Alright, now what is it doing? Of course. Arch failed to start. The virtual machine cannot start because the hypervisor is not running. Well, what the hell does that mean? Alright. Okay, so the other method is VirtualBox. But let me close this thing out. And we'll see if maybe, and just see if just closing it out, maybe like it says the state of it is off. Now it was saying once the VM is created, select it in the Hyper-V Manager and click Start. Where is it in the Hyper-V Manager? This just says, oh, okay, so in the Hyper-V Manager, well, Yeah, I don't know if I understand this, but that's the desktop. This is the Hyper-V manager. Okay. We don't want new. So I feel like I'm missing something here. Because this is the desktop and that's the Hyper-V manager. Action. Connect to it via local computer. Okay. Where in the hell? This doesn't make sense. I'm pretty much going to have to watch probably a video on this. Network. Okay, so once it is created, select it in the Hyper-V manager and click Start. What the freaking hell is it? Oh my god. This is freaking not working correctly. Start the virtual manager. Once virtual manager is created, select it in the Hyper-V manager. In the Hyper-V manager. I'm in the Hyper-V manager. Action. It doesn't make sense to me, guys. I really don't understand this thing. Where is the Hyper-V manager? These are just virtual machines here, but like it says that it's turned off. So it could. So hypervisor is not running. I don't know. How do we? I mean, how do I get it running? It's not running. Hyper-V. You know, I think there's one more setting in here, guys. I'm gonna have to come in here and do. In apps and features. I'm going to turn off Windows features and by default. So right here, if we come in here, I think we'll find one of them is not checked. See this? The Hyper-V hypervisor was not checked because virtualization was not turned on originally for my motherboard. It's very complicated if something's not right on this crap. Okay, and I tried to do this before, and Pat tried to help me one time we were doing a live stream. So I think now if I click on this, hypervisor's still not running, but that's okay. We'll close this out. And we'll try it again. The hell did I accidentally do? Okay. What happens when I do this? And when I do that now, it shows my computer and it shows. Let's go here. We'll go new virtual machine. I'm gonna do this all over again. Okay, next. I'm gonna call it Arch 2. Next. We need to go generation 2. Next. Um, we definitely want more RAM than that. Let's just go 21. Okay, next. We need a connection because it won't work without a connection. Next. Next. This is completely different too. Open. Come on, dude. Install an operating system from a network-based installation server. Okay. To create the virtual machine, close the wizard and click Finish. Creating disk. Okay. Arch 2. Let's click on it. Arch 2 is turned off. Start. Application error. Virtual machine could not start because the hypervisor is not running. Oh my goodness. Do I have to... I wonder... Options. I wonder if I have to restart my computer or something. It's just... We're going to close that. I'm going to bring back my internet. We're going to try VirtualBox now. I know this is going to be a freaking long video. Hey, what happened to OBS Studio? Is it actually... It is recording still. I don't know why it got bumped out of there. Alright. Are we at 16 minutes? We're at 16 minutes. Not too bad. Okay, so VirtualBox. Oracle VirtualBox. Okay. Arch is aborted. Let's see if we can click start. Okay. There we go. Here we go, guys. Awesome. Okay. So this is good. This is good. Yeah, this is awesome. So this will allow me to actually make a really cool video on how to install this the hard way, because then we could just go drag over and copy stuff. This is awesome. I don't know why the hypervisor thing wouldn't work. Okay, so awesome. I almost don't know if I should just like make this a whole video, but I guess so. How to do a virtual machine and how to install this the easy way. So ARCH install. Okay. All right. So it's totally connected to the internet and everything without any issues. We're English. Okay. Mirrors. So you scroll to the bottom here. United States. It won't let you pick anything more specific. This is cool because I can actually sit here and play around with this without installing it on anything. I just run it in VirtualBox. Wow, this is going to be a game changer for making my videos. Back. Okay, disk configuration, partitioning, use best efforts, and it's ATA VBox hard disk. It's only giving me 8 gigabytes. We might not have enough room. ext4. And then the swap will be enabled automatically. The bootloader is set to grub, I think. Yeah. Okay. So this is not going EUFI or UEFI. Okay, host name Arch Linux, root password. We'll just enter password here, and then we'll keep it short and sweet. Okay. We'll create a user account, add user, Arch VM, so we know it's virtual. Enter password again, and again, and yes. So then we scroll down, confirm and exit. Okay, now we go to profile, which will just be like type, desktop, of course. And now we can pick our desktop environment. We have Awesome, BSPWM, Budgie, Cinnamon, Cutefish, Deepin, Enlightenment, Gnome, Hyperland, i3WM, which is the one I did that's all crazy tiled thing, KDE Plasma, LABWC, LXQT, Mate, Nuri, Qtile, River, Sway, XFCE. Let's just go with either GNOME or KDE. Okay, I'm gonna go KDE, and then it's gonna install those. They're all gonna be there. Now we need to go to graphics driver, and I think we can do all open source because we're using Intel. Okay, and the greeter's already there. Back, audio, enter. We're gonna hit Pipewire, and then kernels will be Linux. Network configuration, scroll down to use network manager. Time zone, we're gonna go to, where is it, Arizona, or whatever one that you particularly need. I'm gonna click install. I'm gonna click yes, and it's gonna count down, and it's gonna start installing. This is so much easier to be doing than sitting here and trying to do this like some other way. Hopefully you guys can see the screen pretty well. I don't know, where did my mouse go? I have dual screens, and so sometimes my mouse wanders and it's stuck on the other screen and I can't find it. So this is my virtual screen. OBS should be capturing it. So we had distro watch in the corner here. So this will take, I don't know how long it'll take, but I'm pretty excited. I've never got this to work on Windows ever. I mean, I don't think I have. Maybe back in the day I got like DOSBox to work or something. I don't think I've ever used Oracle VirtualBox before. This is, for me, this is a game changer. It really is, because now I can film and test every single version of Linux and give you an actual, like, good screen capture. No camera needed. Wow. What are we at? We're at, how many minutes? 24 minutes. Now, normally this takes 15 minutes just to install this in the first place. So, but what I covered in the last video was basically just getting your installation media going. But if you do it this way, you don't have to do any of that. But then you have to know how to use the VirtualBox. But this is pretty cool. So maybe this can be a helpful video for somebody like myself who really didn't know how to use VirtualBox to get it to work. Now, I mistakenly don't have my headphones on, and so hopefully I sound okay. It sounds like, because with my headphones I can tell how close do I need to be. Am I too far back? So with these microphones, it's really, some of them, this is a Scarlett Studio mic, and it's real particular. I try to keep it to where it's not picking up all the background noise from the air conditioner. And I found that I needed to turn my compression down quite a bit, but almost all the way off. And that helped a lot. Alright, so setting up the keyboard. So, like, see if I turn on the compression, you start to hear that. And it's just really bad. So, I actually didn't know. Sorry, it just clipped. I didn't know that that was actually the noise. I thought it was just the microphone was so sensitive. I didn't realize if I turned it down, it wouldn't pick that stuff up. So hopefully this sounds okay. I'm still learning all this stuff. You know, it's an adventure for me. I almost don't like listening to the headphones, but it's helpful to know what I'm doing. I used to have a microphone on the table here, and every time that I would use my mouse, it would just pick it right up. There's an Audio Technica. It's actually behind me on that computer. I don't know if you guys can see that behind me. So that's my other machine that has the Ice WM desktop running on it right now. And this is the mini PC. So while we're waiting, I guess I can fiddle around with this thing, huh? Got Firefox on here. Where's the package manager? You know, I could get on here and I could go over there and install Steam on that one too. But I just I'm really excited about this because I tried it before when Pat told me about it, and I was like, I'm close, but it didn't work, and he told me everything I needed to know, but it didn't quite make sense. And I didn't realize that my computer was the reason. So virtualization was turned off, and it's in 2 different spots in the BIOS. And I probably should have made a video about that, but the problem is that it's going to be different for every motherboard. So the only other thing with producing this type of video is as far as I know, I don't know that you can pause OBS Studio. Okay, we're done. Alright, we'll reboot the system. This is just wild to have like a computer running inside of a computer. Okay, and now how do I tell it to not try to do this again? Boot existing OS. Wow, this is awesome. Yeah, because it's automatically trying to run that ISO file. Wow. Okay, and it's pretty quick like it would be on a solid state drive. Let's put our password in here. This is awesome, dude. I'm stoked. Yep, KDE. Let me see. Can I go full screen? Alright. Well, we do have this little stuff on the side here, but wow, look at that. Cool. Alright, so we have our software manager down here. Linux is not configured. To use Discovery for apps, install Flatpak using the Pacman Manager. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do that. We need the terminal. Where is it? Under Utilities. Where the hell is it? So what I usually do, if I can't find something on KDE, I just type in what I'm looking for. And it's called console in here. I don't know why. Okay, so sudo pacman space dash capital S. And what the hell were we looking for? Flat pack? Flat pack. And then it says you need password. And then it says you want it. And you usually get an error. Usually what I do, oh, we don't have enough room, so I kind of figured that might happen. Okay. So basically the virtual machine, I don't know how to change anything on it. If we could add more memory, which I don't know if it's possible to do. God, I don't know how to do it, guys, because I'm just figured out this, but my mistake was to do this and not use the right amount of RAM. But this will get you up and going, so I'll make another video. I'll see if I can change it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.